Welcome to the ballpark. We are here in Hamilton today for this game between the Barrie Baycats and the Hamilton Cardinals. I'm Patrick Melbourne, joined today by Jarrett Matthews. Jarrett will be on the play-by-play. We'll get you started around 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have the starting lineups and more for you, but we'll stand in for the opening ceremonies here as we get ready for the game. Hamilton at home facing off against the Barrie Baycats. We'll have it all for you right here on Baycats TV.
Stadium for this afternoon's game between the Barrie Baycats and your Hamilton Cardinals on the Hamilton Cardinals Supports Ukraine Day. Fans, can I get you to join us with in-game host Mason Bork on the field for today's opening ceremonies?
Check, check. There we go. Awesome. I don't see yelling there. So the group, good work of Ukrainian Canada Congress of Hamilton. At least two families have settled here in our community in Lancaster. We would like to recognize Mary Holiday, Elena Lazar, and Donna Stecci for their assistance today. We would like them to feel safe and welcome by Temelo. Let's give them a big Canadian welcome. In honor, we are adding the Ukrainian national anthem to our opening ceremonies. Today, we also have special memorial T-shirts made up, and all net funds will be donated to the UCCH and these families. The Ukrainian Congress will also be available for your donations, and you can also drop into the Ukrainian Credit Union on Barton Street to make a donation. Please drop by the merchandise booth for your T-shirt and our concession area for pierogies. Thank you for your generosity and support. We are also very, very happy to welcome Mayor Fred Eisenberger to pay tribute to the perseverance and hope we have that Ukrainians will once again to be able to live free and safe.
Thank you very much, and thank you for that introduction, and thank you for all of you being here. A great opportunity to celebrate the new Ukrainians that are coming to our community, and we want to be sure that we are a welcoming community. And the work of the Hamilton Ukrainian Congress and the City of Hamilton to rally all the agencies out there that are welcoming people into our community together so that we're able to provide that service as smoothly and as quickly as possible. So, and our heart goes out to the Ukrainian people for all the strife and trouble that we witness on television right now. It's sad and heartbreaking. But what we can do, we can't control that, but what we can do is have open arms here as Ukrainians flee those war-torn countries and come here to make a life for themselves. And we are pleased to have some of those families here with us today. Unfortunately, some of them are stuck on the link right now. Kind of modern traffic issues, but we do appreciate that they're on their way. I also want you to say hello to Jess and Faisal, who are the City of Hamilton Youth Engagers that are attending today, and our Hamilton Youth Advisory Committee that are also participating today that help us with ensuring that we have that welcoming and friendly community for Hamilton Youth as well. And congratulations to the Cardinals baseball organization. You know, this is great baseball. Great that you're coming out to enjoy it, and we certainly encourage people to support and encourage for a great game. And I do want to, I have to, while I'm here, I do have to introduce my son and my grandson up in the stands up there, Brett and Reedy Eisenberger. Give them a big welcome. Neither one of them ever want to be mayor. That they told me that quite adamantly, and I think I'm good with that. And Yogi Berra said, "It ain't over till it's over, so let's play ball."
At this time, we welcome Mayor Fred Eisenberger to throw out today's ceremonial first pitch. All right, Mr. Mayor, it's your pitch to open today's game. number 11, Justin Gideon. The catcher, number 18, Jeremy Billiou. The right fielder, number 55, Tyler Duncan. The first baseman, number 30, Josh Niles. The third baseman, number 6, Lane Renault. The left fielder, number 37, Anthony Bonwaddle. The second baseman, number 20, Tristan Osika. The designated hitter, number 4, Sean Petner. The shortstop, number 24, Nathan Strag. And today's starting pitcher, number 14, Aaron Duffy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to please welcome Vitaly and Sergey to today's game. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able, remove your hats and join Konstantin Shweli for the singing of the Ukrainian national anthem. Please remain standing and join Brooke Colley in the singing of O Canada.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for
Technical issue there with the Ukrainian anthem. Hopefully, you can hear that on the broadcast Canadian anthem as well, as we're just about set here in just a moment in Hamilton for the game between the Baycats and the Cardinals. Back in a moment on Baycats TV.
real estate needs, it'll be your best move. Stepping up to the plate, the left fielder, Noel McGarry Doyle.
All right, so number 95, Noel McGarry Doyle to lead things off here for the Baycats in the top of the first inning. We've got Aaron Duffy on the mound for the Cardinals. Pitched 9 innings so far this season. Still no wins and no losses to his name.
Well, McGarry Doyle leading things off. He's got big speed for the Baycats.
First pitch from Duffy. Misses on the outside for ball 1.
McGarry Doyle is an interesting guy to have at the top of the order because he gives you both good on-base average and speed. So he's a tough guy to pitch around.
One from McGarry Doyle is fouled off. Count is now even at 1-1.
Looking at that Baycats order, you see it on your screen if you're watching on Baycats TV. McGarry Doyle, Familia, and Williams. So a bit of a different look. It looks more like the way the Baycats lineup did a couple of games ago compared to yesterday.
1-1 pitch. That one misses low and inside. It's ball 2.
Good to be working with you, Jarrett. This is the first time we've been in the booth.
Yep, first time we've met. It's the first time we've had anybody commentating with me for any Cardinals home game this season. So we'll see how this goes.
Looking forward to it. Should be fun. Nice sunny day, and the crowd looks like it's coming in pretty strong.
Sunny and 22 degrees here today. 3-1 pitch now from Duffy. And that misses again. That'll be a walk for McGarry Doyle to lead things off for the Baycats.
Taking a look at Aaron Duffy, you mentioned it, doesn't have a record on the year so far, 2.00 ERA. 14 strikeouts to 1 walk. That's actually really, really good for the limited innings. He's pitched 9 innings so far across 2 starts. So you'll look to keep the strikeouts up high and keep the walks down low. It's a tough lineup to pitch around, especially when Familia, Williams, and Rio are all on.
One Familia at the plate now, the right fielder.
And this guy has been excellent for the Barrie Baycats over the last few games. Already 3 doubles and 2 homers in 5 games for the Baycats.
Familia batting .286 coming into this game. That first pitch from Duffy, he steps off the rubber, throws over to first, unable to get McGarry Doyle.
McGarry Doyle's got good speed, best speed on the team. I was talking about Noel McGarry Doyle's speed to someone. I was saying,
Again, Duffy throws over.
He sprints out to left field, right? And it's nowhere near his full sprinting power, and it's faster than I could run, like at full speed. He just needs no effort at all to run really, really fast. And then when he's putting high effort in, he is the fastest guy on almost any team, if not any team in the IBL.
That's number 18, Jeremy Baycats behind the plate. Catches that one as Familia swinging and missing on that pitch. 0-1. 0-1 pitch from Aaron Duffy. Gary Doyle going to second, the throw from Bayou. And it's in time. So that'll be an out.
A perfect throw from behind the plate by Jeremy Bayou. Had to get up early, throw it on time, but it wasn't just on time. It was in the perfect spot to get McGarry Doyle, who is out. He has 15 steals on the year, but that's a caught stealing.
So the bases are clear now with 1 away. Familia still at the plate. Count 0-1 to him.
Taking a look at the Cardinals defense quickly, left to right. It's Anthony Buonaiuto at left, Justin Gideon at center, Tyler Duncan at right.
Swings and misses at 1. That was a good breaking ball there by Duffy.
Lane Renaud is the third baseman, shortstop Nathan Scragg. Second baseman is Tristan Osika. First baseman is Josh Niles. Behind the plate, we just saw him, Jeremy Bayou for Aaron Duffy.
1-2 pitch from Duffy. That one's well outside. It's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch now. This one catches the inside, and that's another strikeout for Aaron Duffy. We'll be happy with that one.
Yeah, keep an eye on that strike zone. It looked to be a little bit wide on that one.
Stepping up to the plate, the first baseman, number 28, Malik Williams.
As long as it's going to be that way all night long, it'll be a strike zone that hitters and pitchers don't complain about too much. But if it starts changing throughout the afternoon, you'll see some complaints because that strike was just a little bit wide.
Now Malik Williams at the plate here with 2 away and nobody on.
Bobby Papal behind the plate, the home plate umpire. Then Chris Walters at first. Mike Kinnear is at third base.
First pitch misses for ball one. This one's hit on the ground to second base. Osika. A nice easy throw over to Niles to get the third out. Score remains 0-0 heading to the bottom of the first inning.
First inning brought to you by Starting Lineup Uniforms and Apparel, the official jersey provider of the Barrie Baycats. Your season
Stepping up to the
starts
plate, the
here.
center fielder, number 11, Justin Gideon.
So the center fielder, Justin Gideon, to lead things off for the Cardinals. No runs in the top of the first. It's still 0-0.
It'll be Gideon, then Zayu, Duncan, Niles, Lynn Renaud, Anthony Bonaiuto, Tristan Osika, Sean Petner, and Nathan Scragg in the batting order for the Cardinals.
Adam Kahn on the mound, number 51 for the Barrie Baycats.
And Kahn has been excellent on the hill for Barrie this season. Came in as a guy they were seeing for the first time. This is his first year with the Baycats. And he entered the starting rotation pretty quickly in the year. Jason Aquino was scratched from the start, and then Kahn, we didn't know whether he was going to be an opener or a starter, but he started that game, did well, and throughout the year he's become a full starter.
First two pitches to Gideon, both missed, so it's 2-0 now.
Kahn pitched, I believe, 7 innings in his last start. It was his best start as a Baycat. And he proved to everybody that he could be a good starter in this league.
The 2-0 pitch to Justin Gideon. It's hit hard to right field. That's fading foul. A very well hit ball, well over the fence, but about 20 or 30 feet foul to the right side.
Man, welcome to the ballpark, Justin Gideon. You got all of that one just a little bit too far foul.
He leads all Cardinals with 7 home runs this year, I believe.
One of the big power hitters in this league. The Baycats have seen a lot of big power hitters in the last few days. Just a couple days ago, they saw the 2 London Sluggers.
Count 3-1 now to Gideon.
Cleveland.
Justin hit another home run the other night, pretty close to the same as that one, right down the right side. Just stayed fair. Excuse me.
Baycats saw Cleveland Brandley and Robert Mullen, who have 8 and 7 home runs for London. And this guy is just as good a hitter.
3-1 pitch misses, so that's a walk for the Cardinals as well to lead off the game.
Stepping up to the plate, the catcher, number 18, Jeremy Villieu.
Justin Gideon's a guy who plays with a lot of passion, a lot of energy. What has that brought to the Hamilton Cardinals this season?
Well, it seems like in their last couple of games, they've had a little more pep in their step. They were on a 5-game losing streak, but they won their last 2. Hoping to keep that going today.
And going on a winning streak can just revitalize a team.
Jeremy Villieu now shows bunt, pulls back, it's ball 1.
Tyler Plumpton behind the plate today for Adam Kahn. The last couple of days, Dylan Shepard started in his first home run as a Baycat at Vintage Throne Stadium in his first at-bat at home, which was a very cool moment. Later in the game, though, he jammed his finger and had to leave it. Plumpton came into that game, and he's starting today.
Villieu batting .265 coming into this game. He's got a man on first here with nobody away.
And it's not often you see a catcher up in the 2 spot, although we're seeing it more now as we see catchers with better bats across different leagues.
Kahn throws over to first. Gideon gets back in time safely. The 1-0 pitch to Villieu. That misses again. It's ball 2, 2-0.
Cardinals have seen a few different 2-hitters. I remember earlier this season it was Luis Jean batting in the 2 spot for Hamilton. Bit of a different look.
Jean's missed the last couple, or Jean, excuse me, has missed the last couple of games with injury, so he's still out of the lineup. This one's fouled down the right side and out of play. It's 2-1 now.
How's this temperature compared to the rest of the season so far? It's not super hot, it's not super humid, but it's not chilly either.
Yeah, we've had a couple of both, but it's pretty good here today. Villieu goes down swinging. Or sorry, that's the second strike. It's 2-2.
Now I gotta ask, because I've been in the press box in Barrie, and I've been around different stadiums, and the level of mosquitoes does change based on where you are. So I'm looking behind me right now. How are the mosquitoes here?
They're not that bad, honestly.
They're not that bad?
We get a good breeze, so it usually keeps them away.
That's very nice to hear. I'm happy for you guys. You can see kind of by my arms, by the bug bites, that that's not the case in Barrie.
So the 2-2 pitch now from Kahn. That one's hit into left center field. It's going to drop. Gideon's going to second. He's going to stay there. That's a single to advance the runner by Jeremy Villieu.
Stepping up to the plate, the right fielder, number 55, Tyler Duncan.
Just got a little bit too much of the plate on that as it curved in. Managed to hook it into left field and find a gap between the left fielder, Noel McGarry Doyle, and Jake Wilson in center. That's not easy to do with those 2 speedy outfielders out there.
Yeah, it seemed like Villieu slowed down his swing a bit there to catch that ball. A little looper into left center field for a single.
Defensive Baycats left to right. It is their most common outfield that they've used this year. Noel McGarry Doyle in left, Jake Wilson in center, Juan Familia in right.
Tyler Duncan, the right fielder now, shows bunt, looking to advance those runners. He's got a bit of power himself, hitting in the 3 spot today.
Brendan Colley is at third base. Shortstop Carson Burns, second baseman Owen Jansen, first baseman Malik Williams, same infield we saw yesterday in that game in Barrie. Behind the plate, Tyler Plumpton for Adam Kahn.
1-0 pitch to Tyler Duncan. This one's popped up above the shortstop Colley. And he'll make the grab for the first out, so runner's unable to advance there.
Just a little late on that swing as it got up on the bat just a little bit too much for the way he was swinging.
Number 30, Josh Niles.
Baseman Josh Niles now at the plate. Been hot as of late. Moved up in the lineup because of that. Been playing a lot of first base recently. Was DH for a bit.
It's funny how when you go on a hot streak, you can find your way into the lineup in different ways.
That first pitch to Niles is well outside for ball 1. So Niles will have a man on first and second still now with 1 away. Niles with 7 RBIs on the season, looking to add to that here. 1-0 pitch misses outside.
And that was an excellent throw over first by Tyler Plumpton right there. Fantastic decision. Managing to get back in time was Jeremy Veilleux, but he was taking a big lead, and it took a lot of determination, I think is the word I'm going to use, for him to get back there in time. Good play. It was a good play on both sides, because you had to be alert to make that play on the throw, and you had to be alert to get back in time.
That pitch for Niles. Swings and misses at that one. It's 2-1. Con would love a ground ball here, try and get a double play to get out of this inning. Time is called.
And I'm guessing that was either Tyler Plumpton or the batter Josh Niles asking for that, because Adam Kahn was about to start throwing.
Niles will settle back in the box. The 2-1 pitch now. Runners going to double steal, and they'll both get there safely. It looks like that might have been bobbled there. Plumpton unable to come up with a throw.
Got a good jump, especially Justin Gettien going from second to third. And once he saw that Tyler Plumpton wasn't going to get it smoothly, going up to second is Veilleux as well.
This one's hit on the ground to the third baseman. Jansen or Collie gets over there. Oh, and it's unable to be screwed. So that's an infield hit. It was a very tough play for the third baseman, diving over and getting that ball, making a throw, but unable to be reeled in by the first baseman.
Brandon Collie with a really good diving stop there. And you know what, Jared? You know what happened there is the double play was removed from that play. I'm not sure they would have got the double play anyway with the way those runners were moving down and how tough the play was to Collie. But the chance of the double play wasn't even on anybody's mind because they were able to get that double steal earlier in the inning.
So 1 out still. Got runners back on first and second. It's 1-0 now. This one's fouled back and out of play for strike one.
Now I've got a question for you. When it comes to baseball teams being more aggressive on the base paths or a little bit less aggressive, we've seen it work with Welland in particular this year with the big stolen base numbers. But if you were managing a team, would you be more aggressive on the base paths or less so? Or does it depend on the league?
I would say it depends on the catcher you're playing that day. A lot of teams have tried to steal on Hamilton and been caught by a few of their different catchers, Veilleux and Underwood. So at least in the games that we've seen here, not a lot of teams have had success stealing a lot of bases.
So as a follow-up to that, assume the catcher is a league average catcher with the arm and behind the plate as a defensive catcher. So there's no plus or minus on the defensive factors there. What's your strategy looking like?
Depending on the score, I would say you.
Oh, come on. There's
always
always
your
depending.
Quick players are going.
You're giving me so many factors.
I'm probably
here.
sending Justin Gettien just about every single time. So.
That's a fair point.
So the 0-2 the count now to Lane Renault, the third baseman. Renault had a home run on Canada Day in Brantford the other day.
How was the Canada Day game?
It was not bad. It was a close contest. Cardinals were trailing and came back late. This one's in the dirt. And another double steal for the Cardinals on that blocked pitch in the dirt.
I'm a little surprised, actually, that Veilleux didn't manage to get to third on that last play. He's fixed that now, though.
So now runners back on second and third. Double play will be tough to come by now. Still 1 out. Count 1 and 2 to Renault.
I was down in London for that Canada Day game between the Baycats and the Majors.
Pitch from Kahn is called strike 3 to Lane Renault. I believe that's his first strikeout today.
Stepping up to the plate, the left fielder, number 37, Anthony Vaguado.
Let's give you the starting pitcher details on the Baycats TV broadcast. Adam Kahn, right-handed pitcher, wears number 51, 1-1 this season with 3.04 ERA. He's a guy who strikes out a lot of batters. A little bit under the inning count right now, but that has changed in the last couple of games.
First pitch nearly hits him, but it gets away, and another run will come in. Jeremy Bayou will cross the plate on that wild pitch by Kahn. It's now 2-0 for Hamilton.
Pitch just got inside on that one.
Cardinals and Baycats have met 4 times this season. Barrie taking 3 of those games.
Pitch was overthrown by Kahn. Just to finish up my point before, he's a guy that doesn't have big strikeout numbers yet, but as he goes further and further as a starter, I expect those numbers to rise.
First pitch to Anthony Buonwato, the left fielder. Misses again. Oh, sorry, that's 2-0 now. Buonwato swings and misses at that one. It looked like it fooled him.
Yeah, it definitely fooled him. He was expecting a heater, and he got the off speed. When you're up there, left-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher, you see the ball fairly well generally, and Kahn does not have a big deceptive delivery, so you set yourself up for a big pitch.
This one's hit up the middle by Buonwato. That'll bring in another run for Hamilton. A 2-out RBI single for Anthony Buonwato. It's now 3-0 for the Cardinals.
And that's what happens when that happens, and you get the other result. The first time he gets
Step
wrong
up
on
to
the
the plate,
pitch.
the second baseman, number 20, Tristan Osika.
I don't want to say look silly because that's mean, but it fooled him, right? And on that one, he guessed right, got a single up the middle, and he looked fantastic.
So the Cardinals with a little rally here in the first inning to take an early lead. Still going though. Tristan Osika at the plate now with a man on first base and 2 away.
Tristan Osika is another guy who has moved up and down this batting order for the Cardinals. I've noticed throughout the year, he's a guy who can be up in the leadoff spot at the top of the order or down lower in the order. And I'd imagine that gives the Cardinals a whole lot of flexibility and lengthens the lineup.
Yeah, they've shown some versatility in the infield. Lots of guys moving around. Osika hit an absolute no-doubter the other night here at the ballpark. One deep to right center. Helped push the Cardinals over the Kitchener Panthers.
And Kitchener's a good team.
Yep.
I remember there was a game, I believe it was 15-2 that Barrie won, and I was like, you know, the Baycats celebrating. It was a fantastic win. Happy about that from the Baycats perspective, but I think everybody was just, you know, Kitchener's a really good team, and the next time those two teams faced, Kitchener ended up winning.
Osika takes one high. Third base umpire Mike Kinnear says he didn't go around, so it's 2-2 now.
In that game, from an entertainment standpoint, the one that Kitchener just won in extra innings over Barrie was one of the IBL games of the season. I don't know if you caught any of that.
Don't think I did. 2-2 pitch is fouled off.
Highly recommend going back and looking at the highlights of that one.
So the count 2-2 here to Osika. Throws it back over to first, not in time to get Buonwato. Osika batting .242 coming into this contest.
Now, are you a batting average guy or non-base average guy?
Both.
You got to pick.
No.
You got to pick. Come on.
So you're a war guy.
Yeah. Weighted runs created plus.
There we go.
There we go. Josh Bain, the PA announcer.
Full count pitch now to Tristan Osika. Runner going. This one's hit into left field, and it's going to drop just foul. The left fielder, Noel McGarry-Doyle, not able to get there. So runner will go back to first base, and we'll do it again.
So based on Josh's response, his answer to that on-base percentage versus average question is always going to be weighted on-base average. There we go. Nodding in agreement.
3-2 again. Osika hits this one high and deep to right field. It's going back. And it's gone right off the light post. That's a 2-run home run for Tristan Osika. I believe that's his second of the season to put the Cardinals up 5-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Wow. Cardinals certainly came to play today. Still in this first inning.
Yeah, he did not miss that, to say the very least. He got all of it heading into right field. You mentioned that no-doubter. That probably looked pretty similar to that.
Yeah, at first I didn't think that ball was going to get out. Maybe the wind to right field helped it. We got a slight breeze heading that direction, but it got over the fence and hit off that light post there about 10 feet up.
Now visit on the mound as Andrew White, the Baycats coach, out there to talk to Adam Kahn, who had such a good outing in his last appearance. This has not gone his way, though. Still just 2 out in the first, and Hamilton has put up 5 runs. Tyler Duncan popped out. Lane Renaud struck out, but everybody else has scored so far for the Hamilton Cardinals. Evan Souls now warming up.
Stepping up to the plate, the designated hitter, number 4, Sean Kettner.
Souls is a guy who can start games and go in long relief. So if Souls comes into the game, they're going to be asking for innings out of him.
So Khan's going to stay in the game momentarily. That'll bring up the number 8 hitter, the designated hitter, number 4, Sean Kettner.
Souls warming to fellow reliever Max Loishko, acting as the bullpen catcher.
First pitch to Kettner is in there for strike 1. So still 2 away now. Bases are empty. Cardinals lead 5-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. The 0-1 pitch from Khan. That one misses on the outside. It's even now at 1 ball and 1 strike.
And it's not that Khan's stuff has been bad so far. It's just hitting too much of the strike zone. And good hitters are taking advantage of it.
One's hit on the ground, but foul.
And he got a little bit lucky on that pitch that he overswung at that and just got under it. Or got over it, I should say. The ball got under his bat and was grounded to the right side, foul. It was another one that got a lot of the plate.
The 1-2 pitch now from Adam Khan. One's hit down the left side. It'll go over. Cardinals bullpen and out of play.
You know when games just roll along and go quickly? We're now 34 minutes into this one, and we're still in the bottom of the first. So we might be here a little while.
Yeah, we've had some long ones here. A couple of high-scoring games.
I once called a game opening day for the league season, and it went 5 hours.
Wow. This one's hit on the ground softly to the third baseman. Over to first, and in time for the third out. So that'll end the bottom of the first inning. It's 5-0 Hamilton heading to the second.
Second inning brought to you by BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycats scores, and more. BarrieToday.com, your community, your
Stepping up to the
views.
plate,
And fans, we'd like to tell you that all Saturday afternoon home games that start at 4 p.m. this season are Junior Baycats Days. Support and partnership of Rock 95, Cool FM, Barrie 360, Moonwalk Entertainment, and Dream Parties. Family fun will be taken to a whole new level.
Ryan Rio leading things off for Barrie in the top of the second inning, now trailing 5-0.
It's certainly a different mindset you get into when you're down by 5 runs as a hitter this early in the game.
That pitch gets away from Bayou.
And one of the things you want to do if you're a hitter in that situation is you want to try not to do too much. You want to try and stop yourself from being a hero early on.
Rio batting .268.
Although if you can hit it like that, then you might want to be a hero early on. And Ryan Rio can definitely hit it like that.
That one hopped a couple fences, ended up near the track there, way in the right field territory.
But the main thing you want to do is just string together base hit after base hit after base hit. And just get right back in the game slowly and steadily.
Foul tip. Stays alive there at 1-2. Cardinals playing a big shift here. 5 of their 6 fielders over on the right side. Sorry, 5 of their 7.
Rio reached base twice in yesterday's game, had a walk and a hit.
That pitch from Duffy misses on the inside. It's 2-2 now. The 2-2 pitch to the designated hitter. Rio watches that one on the outside, counts full now.
Rio been a big member of the Baycats for these last few years. Was part of that 2019 championship team.
Payoff pitch, hits up the middle. That's Scragler. Over to first in time. Rio not a huge infield single threat, but Scrag able to knock that down and keep it in front of him, able to make a play there.
Yeah, fantastic play at shortstop by Scrag. I mean, Rio is not the fastest guy on the Baycats, but even Ryan Rio has good speed enough to get down the line, and Nathan Scrag with a really, really tough play because there was a lot of exit velocity on that ball. It was really, really high on the exit velo heading toward him.
Coming right over the mound, too.
Yep, tricky bounce.
So 1 out now for the Cardinals. That'll bring up Jake Wilson in the 5 spot, the center fielder.
One of the reasons people value exit velocity on ground balls so tough is because when it takes tricky bounces or goes on the ground is that fast, oftentimes it'll take an extra second for the fielder to get it. So in a situation there where Scrag took an extra second, he was still able to make the play defensively, and that was big.
0-1 pitch from Aaron Duffy. This one's hit on the ground, but foul down the right side.
Good pitch by Duffy inside. That was a pitch that curved in. It looked like it would be right in the middle, but by the time it got in, it was inside the bat, and it jammed Wilson. Went foul.
The 0-2 pitch now gets Wilson to swing and miss at that one. That's another strikeout for Duffy. 2 away now for the Cardinals.
Stepping up to the plate, the third baseman, number 17, Brendan Colley.
Brendan Colley's first at bat of the day now. Batting in the 6th spot. First pitch from Duffy. This one misses on the outside. It's ball 1.
What you want to do early if you're the catcher and you're looking at him as a pitcher evaluator from the dugout.
Colley swings and misses at that one. Counts even now.
You see,
1-1.
Does he have his good pitch mix? Is he using all of his pitches in every count? And is he establishing the strike zone early and making the umpire and the catcher control what he wants?
That one misses. Low and away again. 2 balls and a strike to Colley. Two 1 pitch is high. 3-1 now. That one way above the zone.
Colley's a guy who walks a lot. He's tied for second on the team in walks. And he has maybe the best eye on the whole team. His on-base percentage much higher than his batting average because he gets on base via the walk so often.
And he swings and maybe gets a piece of that pitch, but that's strike two, so the count's full now.
And a good job on the mound by Duffy of realizing, you know what, he's not biting on the close pitches, so we're going to go back inside the strike zone and make him swing and make him miss. It's challenging him, right?
The payoff from Duffy. That one's on the ground to Sprague up the middle. Nice sliding play. Not in time to get the speedy Brendan Colley. That'll be an infield single.
And yeah, that'll be a hit all the way from Brendan Colley. Really good
Step
job
up
by
to play
Colley.
the shortstop, number 3, Carson Burns.
It was a nice stop by Sprague, but he was playing so deep, and Colley's just too fast for that.
Yeah, he's a good shortstop. Sometimes, I haven't seen a lot of Sprague defensively, I'll be honest, but sometimes you look at a player defensively and you just know, okay, he's good at his position.
So that'll give the Baycats a runner on first base here in the top of the second inning.
He's got a lot of range defensively. He can get to balls that a lot of shortstops can't get to. And he's got an accurate arm.
And the shortstop now for Barrie at the plate, Carson Burns.
Speaking of guys who have a lot of range and have an accurate arm, Carson Burns, one of the other better shortstops in the league.
Colley with a small lead at first. Pitch from Duffy. Just breaks and misses on the inside. It's 2-0. The 2-0 from Duffy. This one breaks into the zone. It's 2-1.
Carson Burns has cooled off a bit over the last couple of days, but before that, he had 4 of 5 days, might have even been 4 days in a row, where he reached base 3 times. And when you're getting on base that often and in a streak like that, you know you're seeing the ball well.
Another breaking ball from Duffy. This one a little bit too far outside. 3-1. And Burns watches one on the outside. That's ball 4. So a couple men on with 2 away now.
Stepping up to the plate, the catcher, number 44, Tyler Plumpton.
Duffy's second walk of the day. That'll bring up the catcher, Tyler Plumpton.
Tyler Plumpton right at the top of the Baycats leaderboard in batting average. He's a guy who is important to the team defensively and offensively this season. He has really broken out and had his best IBL season yet. We're right near that halfway point in the year, and Plumpton still hitting super, super well.
First pitch, Plumpton is in the dirt.
The one tip I might give to the Baycats early on is Duffy is doing a really good job of establishing the zone and getting strikes inside the zone, but he's also trying to fool hitters on pitches outside. He's walked 2 already. We're in the second. Maybe lay off a few more pitches and see how often he'll go outside the zone.
His pitch is high and gets away from Bayou. Runners will advance to second and third base. Notice that Plumpton also bats barehanded with that.
Yeah, he's not a guy for batting gloves. All season long, no batting gloves for Tyler Plumpton. You don't see many players do that.
No, we saw somebody, I think last week, do it on another team, but haven't seen it often.
Yeah, that's one of the things you see with Barrie Baycats. Tyler Plumpton all season long has not been someone who wears batting gloves. Bad visit for the starter, Aaron Duffy. Duffy in his first season with the Cardinals, and Jarrett, you've got to think that they'll be very pleased with what they've gotten out of Duffy so far.
Yeah, I would say so. A couple walks, a couple strikeouts, no runs yet. 2 away here. Plumpton still at the plate, count 2-0 to him. So there is space if he does happen to walk him, but hoping to get a nice ground ball, easy out, maybe a strikeout.
Good job of framing by Bayou behind the plate to steal back a strike there. It looked like it would be a little bit low, but he managed to get it back. You've got good speed at third with Colley and good speed at second with Burns. Neither guy is super, super fast, but they both got above average speed.
2-1 pitch hit on the ground down the line, and then get by Lane Renault. So one run will come in, another rounding third and heading home. It's now 5-2. A couple RBIs on that single for Tyler Plumpton.
Hit it on the ground left side, and it just took a really nice
Stepping up to
bounce
the
for
plate,
Tyler.
second baseman, number 14, Owen Jansen.
That's one of those things that's so tough as a fielder because there's nothing you can do about it when it takes a tough bounce like that. You just have to field it as soon as you can and get it in. But with the above average speed from Cauley and Burns, both of them managed to score on that play.
So now Owen Jansen, the number 9 hitter, will the man on first. Cardinals now lead 5-2. First pitch from Duffy is in there for strike 1.
Owen Jansen has been red hot at the plate. He's been another one of those guys that seems to be getting on 3 times a game, almost every game lately. And then yesterday went 4 for 4 with 2 doubles. Also had a walk-off hit to win that game against the Red Sox.
0-1 pitch, breaking ball from Duffy. That one falls into the strike zone. It's 0-2 now.
And not to do too much self-promotion, while we're also on the Hamilton Cardinals YouTube channel, you can view that walk-off if you're interested on the Barrie Baycats social media channels.
Burns or Jansen now behind 0-2. This pitch is outside. Bayou stands up and catches that one. It's 1-2.
This is also the first time, Jarrett, that we have done a Hamilton and Barrie broadcast at the same time using the same booth.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for having me here and collaborating on this setup.
No problem. I'll have to get up to Barrie this season.
Yeah, it's a really nice park. I think you'll like it. Never been?
1-2 from Aaron Duffy. This one's hit into left field. It's going to drop fair just inside the line. Buenwato picks it up, throws it in. It'll be a single. Advances Plumpton to second, and that'll bring up the top of the Baycats lineup for 2 outs.
And Owen Jansen just red hot at the plate right now. And it continues there with a base hit in the left field, perfectly placed fair. Tyler Plumpton up to second. Got better speed at first than second. Plumpton does not have bad speed, but he is a catcher, so it's not amazing speed either.
So a 2-out rally for Barrie still in the works. Noel McGarry-Doyle back at the plate, the leadoff hitter.
And there are catchers with good speed, but most catchers have average speed or lower. Plumpton has average speed. Never
First
been up
pitch
to
from,
the
Duffy misses on the outside.
Vintage Throne Stadium?
I have not.
Wow.
Never.
What other parks in the IBL have you been to?
I think just Brantford and maybe Welland a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brantford's a cool park.
He went around on that one, tried to check the swing. It must have just been pitching the zone, actually.
Well, McGarry-Doyle reached on a walk his first time. Did not have a great day at the plate a couple of days ago.
1 pitch from Duffy, misses high. 2-1 now.
As the wind comes into right field, he was 0 for 3 with a field. He reached on a fielder's choice, but was 0 for 3 other than that with 3 strikeouts, and then did not play yesterday. Such a talented hitter. He doesn't stay in slumps long, but has been a bit of a slump for Noel. But Noel with such good speed and a really good eye at the plate allows him to get on base an awful lot, even when he's not hitting the ball as well as he really has for most of his Baycats career.
Cardinals would love to get McGarry-Doyle out here, get out of this inning. Part of the lineup coming up for the Baycats. The count 3-1 now to Noel McGarry-Doyle.
And
Duffy will have a chat with Bayou.
Bayou and Duffy just not on the same page throughout this at-bat. We saw it early on when there was a bit of a length in time between pitches. This feels like it could be a high-scoring one.
Yeah, the way it's going right now, it could be. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pitch now from Duffy. 2 outs. This one's over the catcher's head. Okay, you got a piece of that, but it's ball 4, so that'll be a walk for Noel McGarry Doyle, and it'll load the bases with 2 away.
A couple of at-bats and 2 walks for McGarry Doyle.
So that 5-run lead in the top or the bottom of the first inning kind of in jeopardy now. It's been cut to 3, and the bases are loaded.
Well, there was a game in Kitchener, that game I mentioned to you that I recommend you should watch. It went 7-0 Kitchener early on, and then the Baycats came back, and it was 7-7. Then it went 12-7 Kitchener, and then it went 12-12. And then the Baycats were up 14-13 in extra innings, and Kitchener came back and won 15-14.
Pretty crazy. I did hear about that. I read about it, but didn't get to watch it.
Looks like somebody's warming up. Adrian Salcedo, the former Baycat.
Salcedo started his first game the other night. Didn't get credited with the win. Or actually, he might have. He pitched 5 or 6 solid innings for the Cardinals in his debut.
I was wondering earlier if Salcedo would actually get the start today, as he's starting to stretch. He's a guy that Baycats fans know well.
The 0-1 from Duffy. That one's fouled straight up and behind. Up behind our heads.
All right, I asked this when I was in the booth in Kitchener earlier this season. We are in a press box that has a roof right behind the home plate setup. Foul ball pop-ups like that, how many have gone on the roof?
On the roof, we've had lots.
Yeah.
I haven't witnessed any, but
Okay.
apparently they have come in the booth before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So keep it.
So you're going to catch one this season is what you're saying.
Hopefully.
You should bring your glove.
Yep. The count 0-2 now to Juan Familia. This one's popped up, and it'll fall out of play over the Baycats dugout.
Are you someone who brings your glove to ball games when you go and sit in the stands?
Not unless I'm rating the 100s in the outfield.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if you sit way up, then there's not a lot of point. But if you're down there. Of course, this is an IBL park where you can trade in the ball for a prize of some kind.
Count still 0-2. Pitch from Duffy. Gets him the swing and miss. So they'll get out of this inning. A little bit of damage done, but it's 5-2 for your Cardinals heading to the bottom of the second inning. the bottom of the second inning. Got a couple nice defensive plays. Adam Kahn still in the game for Barrie. Nobody in the pen as of right now. That one to Scragg. It's hit down the left line. It looks like it's going to drop fair. And it does. It hits right on the line. Scragg unable to get more than a single. Big arm over there in right field. Didn't want to take a chance. He'll escape that at bat with a hit.
Had luck on that one to get it right down on the line, just an
Stepping
inch
up
to
the
the
plate,
right. It
the
would have been
center
foul.
fielder, number 11, Justin Gideon.
I think the wind was really his friend there. Blew it right over the first baseman's head. Gave it enough gas.
Yeah, and the wind has really been blowing out from behind home plate into the outfield, and that will help balls go farther.
Yep. Most of the home runs that we've seen here so far this season have been to the right side because usually we do have a bit of a wind going this way.
It does seem like the fences are pretty far back, so that doesn't surprise me. Is it one of the bigger stadiums, dimensions-wise?
Comparatively, I'm not sure, but it's pretty big in center there. Gets up to 400, and then
Yeah,
it's pretty
that's
short in the corners, though.
kind of similar to Vintage Throne Stadium in Barrie, then.
So top of the lineup now for the Cardinals, Justin Gideon. He hits that one into center field. It looks like it's going to drop into the glove of the center fielder for the first out. Scragg unable to advance. Didn't get all of that one.
Stepping up to the plate, the catcher, number 18, Jeremy Villieu.
So Jeremy Bayou back at the plate. Singled in his first at bat.
The
Into
Arkells
left
is
center.
his walk-up song.
Scragg faked like he was going to go to second there.
Do you have idea on what your walk-up song would be?
Oh, probably something country.
Okay.
Yeah, that's more my style.
Big country music fan?
Yeah. Arkell's pretty good though too. They just played in Hamilton a couple weeks, not even a week ago here.
Right.
At Tim Hortons Field. That throw is over to first, not in time to get Scragg.
Would it be like kind of the more rock country style or a slower country? I'm not at all familiar with country music,
I'd
and
be
I
the
probably
kind of guy
sound
who
like
would be changing it every week.
Okay.
I just want to. And he gets a pickoff at first base. Scragg got lacking there.
Well, the second pickoff, there were three different instances over there at first base, two formal pickoffs, and then one where it looked like he was going and then held back. The second one, he almost got him. He was very, very close. And then on that one, I'm not surprised he went over again. Did manage to get him.
Scragg may not have been expecting that throw over the third time. A nice toss there by Kahn to get him.
Well, when you go over that many times and you don't get him on any, or it's not close on any, fans get a little bit frustrated, right? But when you know you're almost going to get him, you can't blame them.
1-1 pitch to Jeremy Bayou. Misses. It's 2-1.
I'm going to be really obnoxious now and ask Josh behind us, PA announcer, what would your walk-up song be?
That's a good one. Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Okay.
That one hits in the dirt. It's 3-1 to Bayou.
Statistician Nathan Sager, what would yours be?
Werewolves of London by Warren Zevon.
Werewolves of London,
choice.
that's a good choice. And then Mike Marasco behind me.
I'd be on the bench. I wouldn't have a walk-up.
Bayou slices that one down the right side.
Very confident of his baseball skills is Mike Marasco. You got to pick one, though. Thunderstruck, that's a good one. Well,
So a full count
it's all
to Bayou.
subjective, isn't it? Huh? It's all subjective.
Exactly. You got a big guy like me walking up with.
Payoff pitch from Kahn is hit on the ground to first baseman. He knocks it down. Toss over to the pitcher, Kahn, for the third and final out. Score remains 5-2 for Hamilton heading to the third inning.
Third inning brought to you by First Aid Canada, your Canadian source for first aid kits, AEDs, safety products, and more. Shop online today at firstaidcanada.com. Third inning here at Bernie Arbor Stadium, Carstar Park. Hamilton currently holding a 5-2 lead as we play into the third inning here. It'll be Malik Williams, Ryan Rio, and Jake Wilson to lead things off. And to get back on the play-by-play, here is Jarrett Matthews.
Aaron Duffy still on the mound for Hamilton.
Stepping up to the plate, the first baseman, number 28, Malik Williams.
Malik Williams is the number 3 hitter, I believe. Yes, he is.
You
the
believe
first baseman.
correctly.
Yep. Made that last play to finish the inning. Cardinals still lead 5-2 here in the top of the third inning. First pitch from Duffy. Catches the outside for strike one.
Malik Williams has been a really nice addition to this Baycats order. Plays a good first base we've seen today. Has a lot of pop in the bat.
0-1 pitch is fouled straight back. He's ahead 0-2.
Hit his first home run on the road in London. In that game of the Baycats, hit 3 home runs.
Williams batting .322. That one curves in there, just misses on the inside.
So I'm looking at the uniforms for the Hamilton Cardinals. They have the white uniforms. They have red ones, right?
Typically they'll wear red or light blue.
And then the powder blue,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I was just about to mention that.
Oh, that one hits off the bag. Craig gets it. Throws over to first. Wow, so that was a ground ball right up the middle.
Yeah, and
hit
I
off
don't-
the second base.
It hit off the base. You don't see that very often. Getting it off the bounce is Nathan Scragg. What a shortstop
Stepping
he
up to the
is.
plate, the designated hitter, number 27, Ryan Rio.
I'd like to know if it didn't hit the bag there, how close the play would have been.
I think it might have gone into center field, to be honest, because the way it was trending up there, it would have been a much tougher play for Scragg to get actually without it bouncing off the bag.
So a single there for Malik Williams. That'll bring up the DH in the 4th spot, Ryan Rio. Rio swings and misses at the first pitch from Duffy.
So they have the white uniforms, the red uniforms, and then the powder blue. We got to see the powder blue the last time these teams faced off in Barrie.
Yeah, I believe the rule is whoever's the starting pitcher gets to choose.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Breaking ball on the outside just misses the plate.
So they get to choose between the red and the blue on road games, I would guess then, because the home game is probably the white.
They do wear blue at home as well.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't wear red here though.
Okay. For the Baycats, the navy blue on the road, then the white at home.
Rio hits that one deep into right field. Duncan going back. He gets a piece of that. It goes off the wall. Rio rounds first, heading to second. The throw in by Justin Gideon will hold the runners at second and third. That was a big hit. Just got over the head of the right fielder.
Yeah, it almost got out of here into right center field.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Williams
Stepping
ends
to
up
the plate,
at
the
third
center
on that
fielder,
play.
number 15, Jake Wilson.
Yeah, I think the wind playing a factor again. That one would look like it was almost going to be caught there by Duncan at the wall and just got over his glove.
It's interesting because now the wind is gone. In this current moment, there is no wind. But in the last, it's gone up and down. So you're right. There was wind when that ball was hit. Just
Jake
to finish up.
Wilson now at the plate, the center fielder. You have a man on second and third with nobody away.
Just to finish up my point, they have the navy blue on the road. They have the home whites, and then they also have that throwback red jersey from the 2005 championship year. And I believe they were wearing that red jersey at home against the powder blue Cardinals jersey, which means it was the Cardinals Baycats, but the Baycats were the ones wearing red, which was, it took a little bit to get used to.
First pitch from Duffy, breaking ball on the outside, it misses. It's 1-0.
Baycats won their first championship in 2005. That's the throwback that they're wearing.
That pitch misses low as well. It's 2-0. Duffy's done a good job getting ahead in counts today. This one not the case so far. 2-0 offering is slapped down the right side and out of play. It's a very hard hit ball. It's 2-1.
Adrian Salcedo still warming up in that bullpen. I was looking down the stands to see what kind of concessions there are at Bernie Arbor Stadium. There was a nice snack bar I walked by. I noticed that.
Yep, today is Hamilton Cardinals Support Ukraine Day, so they're selling pierogies.
Okay.
Yeah, what are your go-to pierogi toppings?
Mayo, I think.
Mayo.
Yeah. You're judging me right now.
Yeah, I'm not a mayo person.
On anything?
Sour cream, yeah. Cheese, bacon, maybe some light vegetables on there.
But you're not a mayo person on anything?
Maybe some burgers.
Okay.
So Wilson gets walked. That'll load the bases.
What are your favorite ballpark foods in general?
Hot dogs. That's the go-to.
Yeah.
Yep, you gotta have that.
Popcorn or no?
Sometimes. I've been to some minor league ballparks in the States, and they've had some pretty interesting options.
Mm-hmm.
Some different kinds of poutines. This one's hit hard into deep left center field. Gideon going over, and he makes the catch at the warning track. 1 run will come in. Scragg with the cutoff. Rio will hold at second base. That's a long sacrifice. Pop out for
Step up to the plate, the shortstop,
Brendan
number
Colley.
3, Carson Burns.
And that's one where the wind really wasn't behind that swing, and you wonder if the wind had come in that moment, if that had gone out of here.
Yeah, when that was first hit, I thought that was way gone, but it was just a little bit too high, and I think, yeah, you're right, the wind might have hurt that one a bit. So 1 out now. A run comes in. It's 5-3 for Hamilton.
This Baycats team does not quit. A game that was 5-0 in the bottom of the first, now 5-3, just a 2-run game. As they throw over to third, I think, just to make sure that Malik Williams tagged up. He did, because they didn't call him out. So it's now 6-3, or 5-3 rather.
Good job there by Gideon with the throw in to hold the runners at first and second. This one's another pop up. This one's going out of play down the left side into the bleachers.
It's a souvenir.
Early in the season, we had a swing and miss on a pitch, and the bat went flying into the stands over there.
That's
no netting.
Not something you want to see. It's not. That's why if you sit down the first or third base lines at any ballpark, but especially the ones that don't have a screen in front of you, you really need to pay attention.
The 0-1 pitch to Burns. This one's in the dirt, blocked by Vayu. Runners will hold.
It's a fun baseball thing to say, bring your glove. You know, you might get a ball, but bring your glove if you sit down in those areas, because you might want it. Yeah. And with the bats, you just need to watch the play and be careful, as looks like one of the bullpen balls just went on the field, so there's going to be a bit of a delay there. Either that was thrown wrong from the catcher going back, or it got by, or Adrian Salcedo threw a really wild warm-up pitch.
1-1 pitch to Burns. This one's fouled again. This one's going to stay in the park, but over the bleachers. It's now 1-2.
What's the prize here if you give back the ball? Is there a prize? Freezy? Okay. Just determining if there is a prize. I'm not sure if there is. You'll have to come down to the ballpark and see yourself.
And Duffy gets it swinging. That's a third strike. Another strikeout for Duffy.
After the first 3 batters of the inning reached on a single, a double, and a walk, the next 2 have both been outs. A big fly ball to left center, and then a strikeout.
Catcher, number 44, Tyler Plumpton.
That's Duffy's 4th strikeout of the day. Here through 2 3/3. Or sorry, no. 4 strikeouts. Tyler Plumpton, the catcher, back at the plate.
Now has a strikeout in every inning. Struck out 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and now 1 here in the third.
Breaking ball. Plumpton tried to take that one off the shoulder, but it broke down. In for a ball.
Salcedo looks pretty much ready to go in that bullpen, by the way.
That one's fouled off. Down the left side, or right side, way out of play.
It'll be a big inning for Adam Kahn if he comes back out in the bottom of the third inning. Coming off a scoreless inning. Evan Souls was warming up a little bit earlier, but he is not warming up right now. It is one of those setups here at Carstar Park where the bullpen is on the field.
1-1 pitch from Duffy. This one catches the bottom corner for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
As more and more parks get built and renovated, you more often see them behind the outfield, but not so much in the IBL. There's a couple where they're off the field, like in Barrie, but there's also a couple where they're on the field. Kind of that old Oracle Park style before they renovated it.
2 men on and 2 out here for Tyler Plumpton. A ball and 2 strikes to him.
It is out of the way here. Like, the backup catcher, even if he's not facing the plate, he's pretty much out of the way.
1-2 pitch. Just misses the top of the zone, according to home plate umpire Bobby Papal.
It's been a good zone today so far. It was a little bit wide in the first inning, but has gone back to a more standard size since then. That's where it stayed.
Yeah, nobody's really getting those high strike calls, but they are getting them on the edges of the plates, either side. Count 2-2 now. Just misses inside.
Well said. That high strike is not being called right now. So it's been mostly standard with a little bit of a change up at the top, and it's a little bit wider than you would expect.
Count full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Plumpton. Pitch from Duffy. And that's ball 4 low. Another walk from Duffy.
Plumpton on base for the second time today. That'll allow Jake Wilson and Ryan Rio to go to second and third. Wilson was off on the pitch, but
The 5th walk for Duffy now, through not even through 3 innings.
and it's a little bit unusual as coming into today, as you can see on the left side of your screen if you're watching the Barrie Baycats TV broadcast, only 1 walk coming into today across 9 innings. So 14 strikeouts versus 1 walk, whereas today it has been 4 strikeouts versus 5 walks. So that's very different. It's a little bit concerning if you're in the dugout looking at his command. It has not been where it's been over the first 2 starts for Duffy.
So now Duffy again facing bases loaded. Did in the top of the second inning. Was able to get out with only giving up 2 runs. He's given up 1 so far this inning. Bases loaded again now with 2 away. We'll see if he can escape this time. Right, got the number 9 hitter, Owen Jansen, at the plate, playing second base today.
And he has been red hot, like we mentioned in the open. Only up by 2 now with the bases loaded. This is potentially a very big moment in this game, even though we're still early in the game.
Jansen with a hit in his first at bat.
Went 4 for 4 yesterday with a walk-off hit.
13 RBIs on the season. This one's hit hard at the first baseman, Niles. Wow. What a dig by Josh Niles, the first baseman. That saves at least 2 runs, you got to think. Cardinals still leading 5-3, heading to the bottom of the third. So the right fielder, Tyler Duncan. Guess he's all right from that tumble at the morning track, trying to catch that ball. He's back at the plate 0 for 1 today. First pitch from Kahn, strike 1. Cardinals lead 5-3. Baycats added another run in that third inning. This one from Duncan, hit to right center field. It's high, going back close to the warning track, and the center fielder Wilson makes the grab for the first out.
Jake Wilson has excellent speed out there. Was able to track that one down.
Stepping up to the plate, the first baseman, number 30, Josh Niles.
A well hit ball by Duncan, just in front of the warning track, but just too high. The fielder's able to get there in time.
And the Baycats have 3 outfielders with terrific speed and terrific range out there in left, center, and right. You look at Noel McGarry-Doyle in left, Jake Wilson in center, and Juan Familia in right. They're able to really control the entire outfield. And it's such a big difference when you see outfielders who have that speed and range combination, because you really can relax just a little bit more on balls that are hit out in spots like that where it's a bit of a run for the fielder.
Miles takes. Okay, well, that first pitch was a ball. That one was pretty far off the plate, but it was called a strike.
There's that
1-1.
There's that wide strike again. It's been a wide strike all afternoon so far.
Yeah. Maybe a makeup call from the first pitch there. Not sure. This one's popped up in the infield. First baseman makes the grab in foul territory. Malik Williams with the grab.
And fans might have a reaction when the strike zone is like that, but the players are less likely to have a reaction than you'd think as long as it stays consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the big key.
If it's wide all night, that's
plate, the third
reasonably
baseman,
okay, as long as it's still wide
Renault.
from the first inning to the 9th inning. I think it did get a little bit more traditional for a little while there, but now it has opened back up and has been the same zone we've seen for the first inning where it was most prevalent.
Lane Renault at the plate now. The 2 away. On 2 quick outs here to start the bottom of the third inning. He's really settled down since that first.
I was just about to say, it's recovered really nicely.
1-0 from Kahn is hit on the ground to third base. That stays fair. Renault running to first base. And a nice play by the third baseman, Crawley, to get the out. That's the third out, and that'll end the inning. Cardinals still lead 5-3, heading to the 4th.
Fourth inning brought to you by Centerfield Foods, feeding fans and families at Barrie Community Sports Complex since 2005. New pitcher is Adrian Salcedo, the former Barrie Baycat, as the Baycats will be facing off against a player the fans are very familiar with. We'll rejoin Jarrett Matthews on commentary.
Stepping up to the plate, the left fielder, number 95, Noel McGarry Doyle.
So new pitcher in the game now for Hamilton. Out of the game, Aaron Duffy pitched 3 innings, giving up 3 earned runs on 5 hits, striking out 4 and walking 5. Into the game comes former Barrie Baycats pitcher Adrian Salcedo.
Salcedo, a new look for the Baycats as they go through the batting order. At the top of it, 2 at-bats for each player against Aaron Duffy, who for the most part looked pretty good, exits with the lead, but at the same time the command was not where it was the first couple of games for him.
Salcedo making his second appearance of the season for the Cardinals, just made his first start the other day against Kitchener. Noel McGarry Doyle at the plate, top of the lineup as mentioned. First pitch from Salcedo misses inside for ball 1.
And it just missed. A hit by pitch there. Salcedo's a guy who brings higher velo, a bit of a deceptive delivery as he curves his front knee back.
Yeah, it's definitely something to watch when there's some runners on base.
It's not a fast delivery when nobody's on base. It doesn't pause in the middle, but it goes a little bit slower as he goes through it, and then the legs extend, and he's able to go and generate more velo.
McGarry Doyle 2 walks in his first 2 at-bats. This one's grounded to the second baseman. Oh, a tough hop there for Osika. That one gets over his head, off the top of his glove.
And that'll be a hit because of the bounce it took. That would have been an unfair error, I think. Yep. So that's the right call.
Stepping up to the plate, the right fielder, number 25, Juan Familia.
Yep, so a single for McGarry Doyle. Lead off the top of the 4th inning for the Baycats. We'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Juan Familia, playing right field today.
He's been in right field almost all the time since the Baycats signed him mid-season.
He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. Hoping to change that. We'll see what McGarry Doyle does here on the base pass with Salcedo's windup. Salcedo takes a look over at first. That pitch catches the inside of the strike zone. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch now from Salcedo. This one's hit hard into left field. Vanuatu moving back. Makes the catch just in front of the warning track for the first out.
I thought he got more of that ball off the bat than he actually did. Solid contact to the left side.
Yeah, it was a bit of a low liner. Stayed in the park.
Up to the plate, the first baseman, number 28, Malik Williams.
Just didn't quite get the elevation on that the way it looked like it would off the bat.
So Malik Williams now, first baseman again. 1 for 2 on the day. Across the plate once as well.
And now
Cardinals timeout here and need a rosin bag for Salcedo.
Yeah, the rosin bag being thrown out to Salcedo.
He actually got a warning his last start, using that bag a little bit too much.
Kind of odd that he'd use it too much in one start and then forget it the next start. I guess maybe it just wasn't out there on the mound when he came in from the bullpen.
Salcedo throws over to first to try and get McGarry Doyle, but he slides back in time.
I guess that's not something we really saw from Aaron Duffy using the rosin at all, right? So I guess it wasn't out there. Come to think of it, I don't think I see really many IBL pitchers using the rosin bag that much.
William hits this to the left side. Renault on to second, over to first, and not in time for the double play. A little bit of a hesitation there by Lane Renault, I think might have cost him the double play. Osika there at second base.
Well, you have to be very quick to get that first part of the double play with Noel McGarry Doyle running down the line. He is the fastest runner on the team. And Williams has good speed too, coming down. So once they got the first runner, they had to shift focus, do everything perfectly to get Williams at first, and they were not able to do it.
Yeah. Quick runner. Got the lead runner, which was important here with a 2-run lead.
Well, especially with McGarry Doyle's speed.
Yeah, he would definitely score on a single to the outfield.
He might score on an infield single. I don't know if you've seen McGarry Doyle run. It is unlike anything I think I've ever seen.
Rio at the plate now. He fouls the first pitch back for strike one. So 2 outs now for the Cardinals. Man on first base.
Love the sound effect. When you go to an IBL park, park far away. It's worth the walk.
The 0-1 pitch to Rio. That's in there for strike 2. Salcedo quickly ahead 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss from Rio. That's a strikeout, and that'll end the inning for Salcedo. Cardinals still lead 5-3, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning.
One hit with one left on base for Barrie.